Yo, listen very carefully. We are all products of our environment. I understand this. When people become successful, it has little to do with them changing their environment. They just took advantage of certain things in their environment. So, Obama really didn't do anything other than take advantage of his own environment. You can't escape it. You're born into it. You can't help it. Right? If we can control that, we would have control to determine where we're going to get born into. All we can do is take inventory of where we're at and try to maximize our potential. And it's funny because when we fail, we want to talk about being a victim of our environment, but when we do well, we don't want to give credit to our environment, and we want to act as if we did everything on our own. So when black women fail, she'll pull everybody in with her. Right? Everybody in her environment is the cause of it. But the second she does well, she wants to separate herself from it. And you really can't. And this proves my point, or it supports my point, when I say that the struggles of black women aren't as hard as it is for black men, and that if you look at the disparity, this will account for the gap between the quote-unquote successful, productive black women versus the successful, productive black men. It would pretty much account for this disparity. When we look at black women who do well, we automatically want to assume that she broke through her environment. But when black men do well, we want to praise everybody. Let's know it was because of the preacher. It was because of the dude around the way. It was because of his mother. It was because of his father. It's because of his basketball coach. We pull everybody in his environment and say it was because of his environment. But when black women do well, it's because she did it on her own. No, it's not. And the second we realize that it's not, things will make a whole lot more sense to everybody. So when we do hear the numbers in terms of black women doing better, what do black people say? What do black women say? Somehow, magically, black women somehow are just better off than black men, and they're stronger. No, the environment that you're in, right, provides for you to do well academically, and you took advantage of it. Now, this is not to say that black men don't have those same advantages, but they are less in number when compared to yours. Think about it. If you're a black chick, you have to be honest. It's not a negative to be an attractive woman with a book in her hand. In high school, if you were cute, you were cute. The whole idea of you being less physically attractive to men because you were smart really wasn't an issue. Some of the hottest girls I remember going to school with were always the smart ones, to be real with you. Right? Everybody has those girls that, all the dudes want. And for me, they was all smart. I was lucky because, I had some honors classes with them. So, I had, direct access to them. I didn't have to go through, different channels. We were in the same classes. But like I said before, the women forget this. They forget that it is suicide to be a smart black male. No, it is a negative. Everybody, how can I put this? People want to champion the whole idea of blacks being masculine, which is cool, I guess, for the most part. But at the end of the day, what does that mean for people who are younger? Right? One of the biggest problems that young men face in growing up is the whole idea of being seen as a man. Right? No one wants their manhood questioned. No one wants their manhood questions. An Asian man will pick up a book. Why? Because Asian men are seen to be smart, and if Asian wants to be considered a man, you know what I mean, he's gonna want to do well academically. But when people tell you as a black male, part of being a man is your ability to be physical, to be imposing, to be a womanizer, and having a book in your hand or having you look educated makes you soft, you're not gonna do it. But you can't turn around and blame that young black boy, because he's not doing anything different that any other boy in this world is trying to do. Every boy wants to be considered a man for the most part. So he's not going to pick up that book. He's not going to do well. And it may seem simple, but that's what's going on. And I'm saying this because I'm in the schools. That's where my perspective comes from. I'm in the schools working with these children. I'm in middle school primarily. And this is where it happens. This is where, for young black boys, being cool goes out the window because the girls are choosing what they like. And it's okay for the white boy to be on honor roll and to do well, but it's not okay for the black boy. And even if the black boy is doing well, even some of the other white boys are taunting him. I remember in middle school and high school, I have friends who used to tell their counselors to not acknowledge them at rallies in terms of having a certain GPA, in terms of being on honor roll and principals honor rolls. They did not want to be recognized. But, you know, the jocks, the white boys and whoever, oh, they all celebrated it, right? They were all championed. Oh my gosh, he's such a man. Look at him. He's smart, educated, all that other stuff. But don't let a black dude do that, because it works against him. It's going against what everybody expects him to be as a man. And that's the environment he's growing up in. The only thing that really helps black men out is if they have other men who went through the same process. That's why I'm so big on trying to reach out to younger black men sometimes, because that's what they need. For a lot of these guys, I'm the only educated black man that they know who's under the age of 30. They don't know anybody else in their lives. All they see is a whole bunch of older established black men from different generations. But black women, relatively speaking, have more templates to follow, because it's easier for them to get through, because their how can I say this, femininity, their womanly appeal isn't diminished because they're smart. In my opinion, it may be increased, right? Because now she can probably, you know, stimulate you mentally as well. But the women don't want to talk about this, you know. It's one of those arguments that I can classify as juvenile, because we already have a common understanding. We are all products of our environment, right? When black men fail, it's because of him, right? Not the environment, it's his personal choice. But when he does well, oh, it's because everybody around him, it's the whole village. When black women fail, though, it's the environment. Yeah, you know, it's everybody around her. But when she does well, right, she exceedingly does well, it's because she escaped her environment. She had no options. She was just stronger than the rest. And it's complete bullshit, man. And I don't know how much longer we can have these conversations without people not caring anymore and people not taking inventory. I view black women kind of like I view black men who join fraternities and they go through the whole hazing process. You know, the hazing process isn't fun or enjoyable, and, you know, it's meant to break you down. But when black men cross whatever fraternity they become a part of, they suffer from this hero complex, right? They act like they're tough and super macho, but they forget all the nights that they were crying and they didn't want to go out to set and all the other bullshit, you know what I mean? Then now they see themselves as heroes and they're just stronger than the rest. And I see a lot of professional black women doing the same thing, right? You know, they come out of their situation and they forget how it was really like and what was really going on. They forget about how easy it was for them to do well and study as opposed to the black men that they went to school with, right? They forget about so much of that stuff. So anyways, you know, I know I went too long on this one, but tell me how you feel. Take it easy. God bless.